Welcome, everybody, to the Chair Sessions with Dr. D. I am privileged today to be speaking with 𝐵𝐸Lizabeth, who has put together a fantastic show of creative, talented, women-led groups, artists at the Lizzie Rose Music Room. And Amy's here today, and she's going to talk to us about the show on March 21st at the Lizzie Rose in Tuckerton, New Jersey. A little bit about 𝐵𝐸Lizabeth. Amy is a powerhouse of creativity, a gifted vocalist, passionate writer, and dedicated community leader whose work bridges the worlds of music, poetry, and event curation. From an early age, she was drawn to the stage, honing her craft through competitive performances and musical theater. Now at the helm of her band, she pours raw emotion and electric energy into original indie rock, including her band's debut single, Tell Me Where It Hurts. And Amy will talk more about her influences and tell us a little bit about herself and her band and the rest of the talented artists that are going to be on stage at the Lizzie Rose on Friday, March 21st. So I'll say, Amy, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
It's great to have you here today. And you've put together quite a lineup here for the Lizzie Rose on the 21st. Tell us how it came about.
Well, actually, I discovered that, in my time in the music scene, that it was difficult to have like a spotlight for women, and just in my experience. And I got together with a local yoga studio, and we formed the first showcase, and it was like wildly successful. It featured the 𝘂𝐸𝑅s, a bunch of different other female-led acts. And that was the first one in the series, and that was last January. And then I did another one where I rented out the community center and featured a whole another list of stacked lineup of the women-led acts again. And that was successful as well. And then I approached the Lizzie Rose Music Room to see if they'd be interested in hosting the third series, and they accepted. So
Great. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your influences, how you got into music and performing, and then we'll talk about the show too.
Yeah, I started performing when I was young. I really was into musical theater. That's how I kind of got my start. I really enjoyed like Rent, the play Rent. That was like my favorite. I knew every song. And then I started leading worship music at my church. So I've been doing that for about 10 years now. And I kind of dove headfirst into the music scene after my divorce. And the rest is pretty much history. I formed up with my band a couple of years ago, and last year we just released our first single, Tell Me Where It Hurts. It's our only really bluesy sounding song. Everything else that we have is kind of a little bit more alternative. But some of my influences are Paramore, No Doubt, Alanis Morissette, Jefferson Airplane, Amy Winehouse, and like on the blues side, 𝐿𝑖𝑒 𝑉𝑒nson. She's not really too mainstream, but she's up and coming. So
𝐿𝑖𝑒 𝑉𝑒nson, I'm going to look her up.
Yeah, she's great. She's a great player as well.
So you talked about being on the like the worship music scene at your church. So that I can see that's where a lot of the passion comes in.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's really evident when you're performing. You're giving it your all, and you really the passion is definitely there. That's the part I was really taken in by at the show that I was at just recently in Little Egg Harbor. That was a great lineup too. And you mentioned your influences. I also hear a little bit of Natalie Merchant.
Okay, yeah, I've got that before.
Have you got that before? Yeah, I definitely heard a little bit of Natalie Merchant from the 10,000 Maniacs.
Okay.
So what did you grow up with? Were you exposed to music at an early age?
Yeah, I grew up listening to like either Broadway music or the Beatles. It's
Oh, okay.
just like either those two things. And then I just kind of diversified myself a little bit. Um,
So on the
yeah,
performing side, the show tunes.
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You had mentioned Rent. I mean, that's a classic, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm a big fan of Wicked. Not just because they released a movie. I actually haven't seen it because I've read the books. You know.
yep, yep.
No, I did enjoy. I saw that on Broadway. It was really just incredible, incredible play. But also, Phantom of the Opera is a favorite of mine as well.
So all those things, the singing, the performing, I think that's what makes you a really dynamic performer, and that dynamic element was, again, like I said, what really kind of shined that night at the golf resort in Little Egg Harbor. You mentioned "Tell Me Where It Hurts." That's your debut single. Where can people find that?
Yes. Yeah, it's available everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube. You
Great.
can just type in "Tell Me Where It Hurts" by the 𝐵𝐸𝐿𝑖ZABETH Band and listen to that anywhere, really.
That's awesome. So, as far as songwriting goes, were you always interested in songwriting? Have you been writing for a long time?
Oh yeah, I've been writing poetry for a very long time. I do co-write with my guitar player Andrew Castellano, who he is just so amazing. He really just has like such a gift for like composing. So our collaborations I just treasure them.
Putting the single together, was it a matter of kind of going? Did that come together kind of quickly, or did you go back to you said you like to write? Did you go back to like some old poetry or old writings and kind of craft it together? Tell us a little bit about how that song exactly was inspired and crafted.
Yeah. Well, this one in particular was one that Andrew wrote for a female to sing, and he presented it to me, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh gosh, this is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. And he kind of let me play with it. It didn't really sound how like, I took creative control.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
definitely made it my own, and I rearranged some things.
great.
And yeah, some of the other stuff though that we're going to be releasing. One of the songs I did at the golf resort, the Like a Flame song that I
Okay.
actually wrote when I was 13.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, that one's really kind of special to me.
So that was one where you went back and kind of took some, I guess, journals.
Yes, yeah. And even it's funny because there's basically two versions of that song. There's the 13-year-old Amy version of that song that sounds like maybe a 13-year-old kind of wrote these lyrics. And then there's like the revamped version where, yeah, this is probably written by an adult. So,
Isn't that an interesting thing when you go back and you look at maybe some old writing? It resonated a certain thing with you, and then you go back and look at it again, and it might resonate something a little bit different. It might still have the same feel or vibe to it, but you're coming back into it in maybe a totally different place.
that's 100% right. It was so funny, like even the title, like it was called "I'm a Flame." And I was like, talking to my bass player, I'm like, no, why am I a flame? Like, why did I say this? And he's like, what about like a flame? That's more poetic. Like, you're into poetry. I was like, my eyes lit up. I was like, that's it. That's so much better.
So you took it from the 13-year-old to the adults, right? And adulting, as we know, is so overrated. Right.
Right. Definitely.
So tell us what's on the horizon. You're working on recording some more songs?
Yeah. We have a handful of stuff we're going to be recording and releasing singles. I was thinking about doing an album, but honestly, I just really like the way that, you can just release one single and another single, and then eventually kind of, compile that into an album. And
Yeah, if you
then
want to tie them together.
release it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much my vision with with that. Right now, I'm really just focusing on like memorization and getting ready for upcoming shows. Yeah.
Great. Well, tell us about your band that's going to be performing at the Lizzie Rose on the 21st.
Yeah, absolutely. My band that is going to be performing with me is composed of Andrew Castellano. So he is my lead guitar player and my co-writer. And on drums, we have Lenny Donnelly, who he's from Atlantic County. He's been drumming for a number of years with a couple different people. And then on bass is Quasimodo Gandolfo, who he's just amazing. I don't know if you've met Quas.
No, I've never met Quas.
I don't know if you're familiar, but he was formerly of Quasimodo's Bride. I'm not sure if you're
I've heard of them.
with
Yep.
them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
Makes sense.
so is Andrew. Yeah,
Okay.
Andrew was the main writer on all their stuff as well. We got together a couple years ago and started on this project.
So everybody's basically from South Jersey area?
Correct. Yeah, Atlantic County. I'm the only Ocean County girl.
Okay. Yep. What can we expect from your band that night? As far as like what kind of, you talked about alternative music, rock?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, definitely alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely alternative. Like each song kind of is a little different. We're doing all of our original stuff, and we're debuting a couple new songs. One of them I'm really excited about because it's like definitely presses on more of my Paramore influence.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited to debut that. We've
Great.
actually never done it out live ever. So it's called Slowly the World.
Excellent.
So very excited about that.
So you're going to
one.
debut some new material for the first time.
Yes. Yeah, we've been saving it.
Sounds great. And we're going to go down. We'll go down the roster for that night too. Allison Stella, talented keyboardist, vocalist, and songwriter. Saw her perform too at the show recently at the golf resort in the Wiki Room in Little Egg. Tell us about Allison.
Oh, Allison is just so amazing. Not only is she just incredibly talented on the keys, she's been playing since she's 5 years old. She's just such a kind-hearted person. Like you really will never meet another woman like her. She does like local cover stuff, but also she really is very passionate about her own music. So a lot of her cover gigs, like people will even request for her stuff, and she'll get to play her own music. And it's just, she's just, my God.
She rocks it on the keys. Yeah, definitely.
I know.
Talk about
she's like,
yeah.
Elton John.
Yeah.
Really, Elton John. That's who she needs to be compared to.
Another dynamic performer, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and her music is available anywhere you can stream as well, on Allison Stella Music, and she has a website too, so AllisonStellaMusic.com.
Excellent. Next up on the looks like Space. So I'm not familiar with Space myself, but I was doing a little bit of looking around, and tell us about Space.
Yeah, Space. She's such a captivating performer. I think I saw her for the first time last year at the North to Shore Festival up in Asbury.
Yeah.
She was on the Artist Spotlight stage. And she did some of her original stuff, but what really caught me was she did Zombie, and I cover that song too. And it's like one of my like ones that everyone asks for, and like she did it, and she did it so different than me, and it was just like she did it so much justice. And I had heart eyes. I just looking at her perform, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get her on one of my events. Like I followed her immediately, and I messaged her, reached out to her. I was like, hey, I do this series of events showcasing women in the arts, and I would love to like get you in the rotation. And she agreed. So yeah, this is the first time I'll be working with Space on an event.
Great.
I'm very excited about that.
And if you had to tell our listeners what kind of music, how would you describe it?
Oh yeah, she's like, I think like a mix of between like Erykah Badu and kind of like Nina Simone vibes. Yeah.
Neo soul,
kinda,
bluesy.
Yes.
You know,
a little funk.
Little funk, highlights on the vocals.
Definitely. Yeah.
Great. And let's see, Emerson Woolf and the Wishbones. I actually was acquainted with them last summer at an event in Asbury Park on the boardwalk, and I actually shot some video for them. So yeah, tell us about Emerson Woolf and the Wishbones.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I'm just first of all, like a fan of hers. She is just so incredible. Her voice, she's just got this natural, folky, just amazing sound, and it just cuts through. And if you're not listening, you're gonna be after she starts. And it's just, you know, she's got the it. I feel like.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. That was what struck with me that first time that I saw them perform and saw her perform, is that her voice, again, it's captivating. It commands attention from the first note.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually did. I did a show with her up at Wild Air Beer.
Oh yeah.
In the summer, it was organized by a friend of ours, Blush. Shout out Blush. And she was just solo, just her and her acoustic guitar. And I had met her previous and seen her perform, but it was just like she stopped the whole room, you know. Yeah. And I was just captivated, truly.
Yeah, and
And then after that, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to see you, girl, with your whole band. So I sought out like the next show, and I went, and that she filled that place like I had never. People were pouring in for her.
Yep, she's got a crowd, and it looks like she's been doing some touring.
Yes.
So not just you mentioned Wild Air Beer Works, that's in Asbury Park, but I think I saw she's been doing some traveling around quite a bit.
Yeah. She just got back from a tour, actually.
So she's on the lineup too. So it'll be the four of you, the four bands, and that's going to be at the Lizzie Rose Music Room on Friday, March 21st in Tuckerton. And for those not familiar with the Lizzie Rose, it's a listening room. It's BYOB. And the one thing I love about that place is that people go there to listen to the music. It's not like playing in a bar or a club where the band or the artists are playing, maybe even pouring their heart out in some of their, in their work and their songs, and while people are like chatting and worried about where the next beer is coming from. So people are coming to really listen. So I'm excited for the audience to really be captivated by every one of the performers that night.
I'm just honestly excited because of, it's the Lizzie Rose Music Room. Of course, I'm excited for that. And I'm excited that it's, in the town where I'm like cultivating the live original music scene. I'm also the organizer of Tuckerton Porch Fest. So I'm looking forward to a show in the town where I'm really trying to highlight some of the people who I believe, deserve to be highlighted. I'm also taking part in the Elephant Talk Indie Festival in April at Tennessee Beer Hall. It's April 11th through the 13th. The proceeds go to Elephants for Autism, and it's run by Jerry Ryan.
It's a great
event as well.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great you mentioned that. I'm actually Jerry's going to be talking with me on another episode about that festival. So that's great. So you're involved with that festival and with Porch Fest too. I forgot about that. Are there dates? What are the dates on Porch Fest in Tuckerton?
Yeah, Saturday, May 31st. Right now we have 7 participating porches, and there's over 50 acts, and there's some surprises that haven't even been announced yet. So we're just
cool.
really excited. Yeah.
So how many total porches are you going for?
Oh, there's 7 right now.
Okay.
So I think we're going to cap it.
Okay.
Yeah, at just the 7.
So it's closed right now then. Yeah.
Yeah, we've increased since last year. But we're just now looking to just kind of make it the best festival. Yeah.
Great.
So.
Great. Yeah. So there's some Tuckerton, New Jersey wow. There's some great stuff going on in Tuckerton.
Definitely is. Yeah.
You don't have to go down to Atlantic City to get great music and see a lot of the local talent.
Right. Or you don't even have to go up to Asbury Park anymore. The goal is to, kind of explode this area. That's why, at least, for me.
Well, I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And, I think that you've fueled quite a momentum in the area. And I hope people will come to the show and realize the energy that's being created. And let's make it contagious.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah. Buy those tickets.
Yeah.
So the Lizzie Rose.
Lizzie Rose Music Room. You can find the tickets on their website. And also, do you have links on your web pages and your social media?
I do. Yeah. Well, also on 𝐴myWithThePinkHair.com, you can find a link to the show. And then on all my social media, you can find it as well. You can just type in Amy with the Pink Hair on any social media outlet and I will pop up.
Great. Awesome. Well, Amy, I want to thank you so much for coming on and talking about your bands, yourself, your influences. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again, get into a little bit more detail into your musical background. We hope to see everybody at some of the festivals that we mentioned and at the Lizzie Rose Music Room. Amy, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much for having me.
hope to see you out on the road.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks again.
Okay, thanks.
Terrible pain. Did she hurt you again? They're on your face for the whole world to see. You try hard to hide it. You handle it bravely, but you can't pretend. No, not with me. We'll make